going on, Schmoedown fans? Welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Schmoedown. I'm former Star Wars champion Andrew and Nicki Dimalanta.
And I'm Star Wars competitor Nicki Dimalanta. Hey everybody, what's up? We got COVID.
It's been a week.
It's been a week.
We did not escape the con crud that was COVID.
Yeah, I would have almost been more surprised if we got home unscathed.
Yeah. There's very few people that I know of that got out of Celebration without catching it. There's
lucky.
Yeah, there's a handful of people that they tested positive that I talked to, and they're like, yeah. I'm like, oh well. But then there's another handful that I was like, wow, it's amazing you didn't get it.
Yeah.
So,
but it also tracks.
Yeah, I mean, they did as much as they could to keep it from getting around, but like,
how are you gonna stop people from?
Yeah, because like for those of you who went, you probably had to go through the Clear app and have your wristband, but like there's rules like, oh, keep your mask on while you're in the convention center, 6 feet apart, no hugging. I'm like, okay.
Literally, we got there the day before Celebration started.
Yeah.
And we walked to the convention center just to see, the way.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I think literally 5 minutes into just walking up to see where the convention center was, we saw people hugging. We're like, okay,
yeah,
all right, got it.
We hugged people in the convention center when we first got there. We met up old friends, bumped into new friends. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, yeah. Didn't follow that rule. So
it tracks. I'm like, like I was hoping. I was like, maybe we can do a lot of these or a lot of these, but like I also feel bad, and I'm like, I don't want to seem rude.
And we were genuinely excited to see people.
But there was tons of people that I'm like, I'm hugging you.
Yeah, I don't care.
I mean, unless you're like actually really uncomfortable with it.
Yeah, there were a couple.
If you're down, I'm hugging the shit out of you.
There were a couple of people that we it's so fine. There were a couple of people like Ken and then Joseph when we they totally did the album. Like,
which I respect.
I totally respect that because they probably didn't catch it.
They probably didn't. And yeah, I know it wasn't a gesture of like, we're not going to hug these Dimalantas, F them. Like,
no, they were doing it to everybody.
It was like, nah, I just got to stay safe. And
yeah,
we should have followed their lead.
We should have.
But I also got some nice hugs.
Yeah, at the same time.
Who gives nice hugs? Sean Sullivan.
Oh yeah,
man gives great hugs. I wish he was listening to this.
I hugged people that I met for the first time at Celebration. That's how like excited I was to see people.
I got some good ones. Now that we're on like the upswing of it, I'm like, yeah, it's okay. But maybe a couple days ago, I was like, oh, should we have gone? But oh well. Better not be making slurpy noises into the microphone the whole time.
Sorry.
Better not be. Hell no.
My sleepy time tea with
passion fruit puree.
Oh, it's so good.
It's so good. It's the breakfast.
Try not to clear our throats into the mic. I'll try to if I have. I have like 2 drinks here to.
Yeah, to
wet my whistle.
Keep it at bay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we're doing okay. We're on the today. I can honestly say today is day 5 for me.
Mm-hmm. I'm a day behind you.
And I would almost wager that today, I feel comfortable saying that today is the first day I haven't had any symptoms. Mm-hmm. So I think that's a good sign. All I'm chasing now is the elusive negative home test.
Yeah, I think that's where I'm at,
hoping I
too.
can get it.
I got hit hard though. I got hit with like a migraine.
Baby.
I am a baby. Shut up. I got hit with vertigo again, like because I got a migraine. Every time I get a migraine, I get vertigo. So that was fun. Spent a whole 20. What would you say? Like
it was like 30 hours.
30 hours in bed one day. So.
Yeah.
Crawling to the bathroom because I don't want to fall over and bump my head.
Men. Am I right?
I'm a baby.
Yeah, I know. But we're doing okay.
We're all fine here now.
We're all fine now here, cross your fingies, cross your toes. I'm really hoping that by like midweek this week I can get a negative test, and you too, maybe the same day or maybe a day or 2 later.
Yeah, I haven't tested myself as of yet because I'm still on like day 4.
Yeah.
So
I'm just ready to be a human again. Yeah. That's all I want.
I have to quarantine in my own house.
Wear a mask
in my own house. Yeah.
We gotta hug my kid.
Yeah.
Because I don't want her to catch my germs. That's the worst part.
Yeah, that's the hardest part.
Last night when I was put her to bed, she was like, Mommy, I wonder what a bit of snuggles. And I went, oh, no, Mommy's got germs.
Yeah, she's been really good about it, though.
She's been really good about it.
She's been
very good about it. So, yeah, fingers crossed, because I want to be able to give her hugs and kisses. I want to be able to give the dog lots of hugs and kisses too, and just be a human again and not have to wear a mask in my own home. I think half of the air circulating in this house is now made up of Lysol.
Yeah.
Also, so
we've been doing our best to like sanitize, keep the windows open.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
Even though it is not cool. Usually I only open the windows when it's cool outside. It is not cool.
It's humid Florida weather.
But I'm doing it just to get the cross ventilation, you know what I'm saying? So washing the sheets like a mad person.
Yeah. There's no hot water in this house. I try to take several hot showers and they all end up being cold showers.
I know. I'm running the dishwasher on like the highest heat right now. And it's like,
yeah, just making sure. Yeah. Well, but thank you everybody for who responded to like our tweets and our Instagram stories of the well wishes. So we're getting better. We're on the tail end of it. Hopefully
we'll be back in business soon, and it'll be fine. Yeah, we'll be okay. We'll make it.
But a big Friday Night Titans to go over, and a Star Wars match to go over, which we will go over after Friday Night Titans. I wonder why. Yeah. So let's get right into Friday Night Titans.
Let me scroll a little bit then. Okay. So we got an opening scene. We got Andrew Guy. We got Ben Bateman.
Oh.
Guy. He's all, hey man, why are you doing this? Like, you're supposed to be building people up like we talked about. And Bateman's like, since when do I take orders from you? Why are you looking at me like that?
What?
You okay?
Yeah.
Something wrong?
No.
With me?
No, you're fine.
Okay. Just making sure. Thought you were giving me a look or something.
No.
Mm-hmm. And then Ben was like, I've had this plan in place all along. Like, even when we had that talk, he had this plan in place all along.
Jesus.
Dan walks in and he's all telling Guy, maybe it's a good thing that you're behind the desk, and you should stay behind that desk because you don't want to know what's going to happen if you come out from behind it,
Yeah.
And Dan plays this role very well.
Oh yeah, he's yeah, because he had an edge last season to him.
Yeah,
but now he's full on heel, and like I said before, I really like this brand of heel work. It's working for him, and it's working for I think it's working for the character that they're trying to push.
Yeah,
with Dan Murrell, and I'm digging that flavor.
Yeah, and maybe a couple of years ago it would have been like, Dan Murrell, a heel. I don't know about that, but he's playing it so well, and it seems like it's like a really easy character for him to play.
Yeah.
So I like to see him have fun with it.
Yeah, I always like joke. It's like maybe it's like the part of Dan that always wanted to say something. Everything he's always wanted to say, he finally gets to say.
Yeah, because he's like always been the hero.
Yeah,
and it might be kind of fun to
let loose.
Yeah. Not be that guy.
Let him know how you really feel, Dan.
Exactly. And then after that, we got a cut scene. It was just kind of like hold on. It was just kind of like a leading up, to stuff kind of thing. And it was JTE Paul Preston, and JTE's like, why are we not on Titans like every week, bro? Like, look at us. Like, people know who we are. And Paul's all saying, yeah, well, we're here for the belts and whatever. And Adam walks in, Adam Witt, and he says that he talked to Kaiser and that they got a match. They got a match against Janine the Machine and Eric the Database Chan. So that's the overcard, right? So we'll revisit that in un momento. First, we got to talk about the undercard, which I thought was interesting. Unless I missed it, I don't think there was any kind of like lead in.
Yeah, I don't think there was.
Which, it's whatever. It's fine. It is what it is. We have two brand new teams here. We have a new team called Pure Energy. Fitting. Rick Hong. Mad Howler, something like that.
I can't remember.
You remember Rick Hong? He was paired with Video Drew.
And he was new.
2 seasons ago?
Yes.
Something like that.
And he was new Tom.
And Rick Hong is pairing with Beth the Maniac. Beth Maniac. And they're going up against a team called the Next Chapter, which is made up of Rachel, the Switchblade Silvestrini, and Moose Haas.
You Moose!
Moosey boy. Moosey, fun fact, kind of a reluctant nickname of mine in college.
You said it, I didn't.
Yep. Yeah.
I didn't give it.
Reluctant. I didn't give it to myself. One of our friends gave it to me. His nickname, Goat Cheese.
Don't ask.
He and our friend Mark, they decided to dub me Moosey one day because of my strong legs. And they said,
it became endearing.
She's got legs like a moose. Just because I got strong I played basketball and volleyball growing up, and I forget what I was doing one day, but they were like, damn, legs like a moose or something like that. And so ever since then, I was moosey. It didn't stick, but that's what it makes me think of. Round 1. Beth and Rick missed a question about Made in Manhattan and Talladega Nights. Beth and Rachel missed a question about The Predator. Rachel just wrote Predator, but it was the THE Predator, not Paul Preston. Moose got a perfect round 1, and he got the bonus. So by the end of round 1, it's 15-20 in favor of the next chapter. Round 2, Pure Energy goes. They spin the wild card, and because they are who they are, they take it. And it was very fittingly talking animal movies. Oh, ow! I know, they took Adam Collins' bit. Ow! Oh, well, next time.
Next time, man.
So they went to multiple choice twice, and they got them both right. The next chapter goes, they spin away from Richard Donner, whoever that is. I can only imagine a director. All right. And they get Nicole. Did you know that name?
Yes, I know that name.
Oh, okay. Well, it sounds like one of Santa's reindeer to me. Donner? Blitzen? Donner's one of them.
Comet,
you know, Dasher
Cupid.
and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen. Comet and Cupid and Richard Donner and Blitzen. Do you recall the most famous reindeer of all? It's a fun song. I got in trouble in elementary school for that song.
Why?
I'll tell you later. They spun away from Richard Donner and they got Nicole Kidman. Multiple choice twice. Missed one, got stolen. Got the other one. At the end of round 2, 24-27 in favor of the next chapter, still. Round 3, 2-pointer for Pure Energy. Rick takes it. Wrestlers in film. Which WWE legend is hunting down the titular Bumblebee in the 2018 film of the same name? John Cena. He got it right.
And you learned this weekend that his catchphrase is... Catchphrase?
You can't see me or something like that? Or no, he goes this way?
He goes this way.
Didn't know that. Yeah, I stopped watching wrestling pre-John Cena.
Yeah.
I just know him from pop culture, movies and stuff, I guess. Even though I don't think I've ever seen a movie with him in it. Huh? Vines. Yeah. Have I ever seen a movie with John Cena in it? Was he in Kick-Ass? No.
No, he wasn't in that.
He was in another movie that makes me think of that movie.
Have you seen a movie with John Cena in it? We haven't seen Bumblebee.
Expendables?
I don't know.
Haven't seen those, even if he was. So, I don't know. Does John Cena have enough movies to have his own movie or his own slice, do you think?
He's getting there.
I wonder how wide his filmography is.
He has a lot of those, like... He has a similar to career. He's like at the beginning...
Like The Rock.
Beginning to mid-career like The Rock had, where he was in like... He was in Scorpion King, but then he was also in like Tooth Fairy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that. He's kind of like... But like, I think he's starting to reach the point where he's really starting to hit his stride, because he had his own HBO series, Peacemaker. So
something bothers me about that.
About Peacemaker?
Yeah.
Why? What?
Isn't it the one where he like looks like he's in like a Halloween costume?
Yeah.
I don't like that for some reason. I don't even know what the premise
his costume is very like on the nose. Like, I think it's almost comic book accurate. I think it's like, ooh, that's you, not me.
I think I know exactly what that is. Julie Marie from A Certain Point of View just sent me a little DM. I think I know exactly what it's about. Just looking at the preview, I think I know what it's about.
Oh boy. But yeah, I think he's really starting to hit that point where, like, The Rock, now it seems like The Rock is in everything. I think John Cena is starting to hit that point where he's being put into everything. So I'm surprised you haven't seen anything with him in it.
I don't think I have. I don't know. Ask me, and the answer will probably be no. 3-pointer for Pure Energy. Beth takes it. Musicians in film this time. Phil Collins cameos as a
this one.
Police inspector in what 1990 Spielberg film in which he jokes that all the missing children could all just be a prank. We're going to sidestep that answer a little bit.
Because it's a little...
It was dark humor. Very.
Yeah.
The actual answer is Hook. She did miss it very much so.
Yes.
5-pointer for pure energy. Marvel. Which MCU film features the line, "You experience things and then they're over and you still can't explain them"? Gods, aliens, other dimensions. I'm just a man in a can. Iron Man 3. Clearly the best of the Iron Man films.
Not my favorite.
Very much sarcasm. It was not good. They missed it. So with that, 26-27 in favor of the next chapter with a TKO to their names.
Silver bounces back from last week.
Yes, and gets a much needed win, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Fun match. Because
this was a pretty good match,
I mean, you're going to have a fun time when you got Beth May out there. Rick Hong, breath of fresh air.
Yeah, we haven't seen him in a long time.
Very long. I don't think we saw him.
We didn't see him all last season. Yeah.
And he's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And same with Beth. She's got one of those very specific brands of humor. I think she's just been through a lot in her personal life, and usually that adds, a flavor that you just can't replicate of just going through stuff in life.
She's a very unique personality, very unique person.
Yeah.
So
I have not had the chance to sit down and talk to her.
I talked to her once or twice during Merck's meetings last year. So
I may or may not have said hi to her at Spectacular. That's debatable. Not even sure if I got a word in.
I think we did.
Well, because there was the expo, the meetup or whatever. And she had a table and I think I was like, hey. And then I think that was it. But hey. She seems like a cool person. So maybe one day. Who knows? But
yeah, this was an even match because it's not like nobody.
I mean, it was a TKO.
It was a TKO, but it wasn't like somebody pulled away and when in one round and because the new chapter had a 2-point lead or something like that at the very most.
It just so happened that the last round.
Yeah, I think it came down to that very last round when they couldn't pull her through in their 5. So
when you miss, when you miss your 3 and your 5, yikes! That's
rough.
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
So,
but overall a fun match. I do hope that we see more from Pure Energy because they're just a lot of fun to watch. I know somebody was like, "Oh, I want to see Pure Energy Wildberries." I think that'd be
Pure Energy Real Rejects would be a really fun match too.
Oh, that would be fun. Maybe our first 3-way teams match. Real Rejects.
Can you imagine the logistics of that?
Chaos. Or how about just
you don't have 2 desks? How are you gonna
a fatal 6-way?
A fatal 6
between the 6 of them, and that'd be a lot of fun. But I'm excited to see. I don't know, when you have 2 personalities like Rick Hong and Beth May, it would be hard to not want to include them because I think that they're like I said, a breath of fresh air to watch, and they're fun and they inject that levity into the game that we so desperately need sometimes. Yeah. So in that regard, I genuinely hope we see more of them either together or separately. I don't know, probably together. As far as the next chapter goes, Rachel Silvestrini and Moose Haas, 2 people very knowledgeable in their own rights. Haven't really seen them hit their stride yet. Yeah,
I mean, Haas had a perfect first round. So, and we only saw him in IG last season. And he was He was hot and cold last season with IG, and this is the first time we see him in this capacity in the teams division, which is basically the same question pool as singles. So he's good. So now he's a multi-divisional player. So why wouldn't you want to see more of him? So
exactly. And Rachel Silvestrini always, I feel like she's one of the cornerstones of at least our Schmoedown family.
Yeah, because she was one of the first ones we met.
Exactly. And she's just such a welcoming personality, a warm, welcoming person.
Also gives awesome hugs.
Oh yeah, she gives some nice juicy hugs. Yeah, she's a good time. And so I'm always down to see more Rachel. And I always want to see her. I do want to see her hit her stride more. I think she said that this is her 3rd team now. Yeah. So who knows? 3rd time maybe being a charm. I don't know. Who knows? But I'd like to see if these 2. I mean, usually once you get, I feel like we say this every time, but usually once you get a win, you're
primed to get more matches.
Exactly. I'd like to think that means you're primed up. So I'd be curious to see if they continue with each other and see how their chemistry unfolds and develops, because I don't know how strong Rachel is in inner geekdom. Moose could,
balance her out. Yeah,
exactly. And Rachel loves those,
Disney and
exactly.
Kevin Smith Disney. Animated. Yeah,
she might be able to fill some gaps for him. vice versa, him for her.
Mhm.
So, it might be a dynamic pairing that we see here.
Yeah, they seem to have pretty good team chemistry going in this match. So they didn't have any really big hiccups that I noticed. So I think they can be a pretty good team moving forward.
And she's been around a while.
Yeah, she's a veteran of the game.
And he plays very stoic, like he's already a veteran of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'd like to see these two. I'd like to see both teams continue on.
Mm-hmm.
They might have different paths, but I love the energy of Pure Energy, and I'm also excited to see what the next chapter holds for the next chapter. Yeah.
Oh,
Frankie had one of those.
Nope. There it is.
There we go. Yeah, Frankie Numbers had that kind of joke in his post-match interview. So good for him.
Good for you, Frank.
Good for you, Frank. You're not watching this. But yeah, excited to see what happens for these two teams.
I think he is.
I doubt it. Prove me wrong. Haven't done that in a while, but I don't think he is. But yeah, we'll see what happens for both teams. After this match, we had a cutscene. Very fun. I do enjoy
all like the lighthearted ones.
Because everybody loves, the very ending cutscene is woof.
Yeah.
And when you have those like intense, like plot furthering cutscenes, we love that too. Mm-hmm. But I also love these cutscenes that are just goofy.
Yeah, and I think the point is to get the vibe of the faction out there.
They don't really serve much of a plotline purpose.
Yeah. It's just to get more face time with the competitors and teammates, especially like teams and stuff. Get more face time, so you see more of the team outside of competition, so to speak. So, and I like this is probably my favorite cutscene of one of, if not one of my favorite cutscenes in the season. So this was funny.
It's fun to get a team dynamic, especially with a team like the Dungeon, since all of us are out in LA. So all of the Dungeon was definitely there for this cutscene. And there wasn't anybody missing. We could have filmed something as Celebration.
Oh, we could have.
No. Eric was there.
Yeah.
We did get to see Eric at Celebration, but Janine and Kevin and Kaiser weren't there. But, it was really cool to see the cutscene and not at all like FOMO or anything. So, yeah, it was a good one. Anyways, Janine, the Dungeon got together. All of us got together for this cutscene. It was great. It was really fun. But yeah, Janine was, she got Eric and she brings them in front of Kaiser and Kevin. They're sitting on a couch and she's like, yo, we're going to try out some new looks for our boy Eric here, the database. And it was just kind of like a little mini fashion show. He came out in a couple outfits. His first outfit was a fencing outfit.
Yeah, Kaiser and Kevin are drinking champagne on the couch. I drink it from the bottle.
So random, like champagne? Okay. And I can only imagine when you have a scene like this with props or like wardrobe, I can only imagine that we're not going to be just buying things arbitrarily for a cutscene.
Somebody had to have loaned
Somebody had to have had a fencing outfit. Who fences? Eric, do you fence? Like, why? Who had a fencing outfit?
Or were they just outfits that were there at the studio at the time?
Who knows?
I don't know.
But that would be a fun about me. Like, actually, I do fence. But it was pretty random. And anytime I see something like that, I'm like when Dan was Jeff and he came out in that ridiculous ski outfit.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way we just bought this just for this gag. Somebody had to have owned this because there's no way we're just frivolously throwing away money when we're trying to be financially responsible with Schmoedown budget. So that's where my brain goes. Whose is that? So I'm curious.
A Captain America jacket? I'm pretty sure that's Mike's.
I don't know, but I'm curious about. That's just where my brain goes. Is who fences? Who lent that to the bit? Maybe it's Eric's own. Who knows?
Does he own that Spider-Man suit too?
Yeah, this was the second one, Spider-Man.
The second one was Spider-Man, and then the Captain America jacket.
Captain America one.
Oh, and then the hoodie one. It's taken.
Yeah. Taken.
My favorite line in the entire thing. I put it in my stories of. It was like, you know somebody at Marvel, right, Kaiser? It's like, who do you know? Who do you know at Marvel? I know
the receptionist.
You're an idiot.
Okay. I did like that moment.
That exchange is my favorite part of that entire scene.
Those two are so good. I love them. But yeah, so Janine was like, I got one more. I think it might be the one. I think you guys are going to like it. I think it's the one. And so yeah, they saw it and they were like, yeah, that's the one.
I do like that one look. It has to be a gift by now.
Oh my God.
Like, if you don't like these looks, you can dress him Kaiser. He's like,
that like really close in shot of Kaiser making that face.
Yeah.
I'll make it into a gift. Like, that is a good one. That was a real good one.
Yeah.
Kaiser is just a walking meme, and I love him.
Him and Gucci are just walking memes.
They really are.
Yeah.
I love them for it. So, yeah, that was a fun scene.
Yeah.
So, moving into the overcard with the system that we were just talking about. So, the system is representing the dungeon, of course, and it is made up of Janine, the machine, and Eric, the database Chan. And they're going up against the movement, representing the fan favorites. And that is, of course, Little Evil JTE and THE Paul Preston. Round one.
Which we did meet Paul Preston at Celebration. That was awesome.
Yeah, we did.
Real cool dude.
We met them in passing on the showroom floor. And then later on, we got to hang out with them a little bit and shoot a little thing outside.
Yeah.
You know?
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Cool dudes. Round one. Janine missed a question about Tom Hanks. Okay.
Oh, yeah, this.
We got a very hotly debated challenge here. I don't remember what the question was, but in any case, the answer was Billy Bob Thornton. And JTE answered first. He said Billy Bob Thornton held up his board. JTE is world renowned for not necessarily being a great speller. He spelled it without the N. We're all aware of this at this point. So literally on the board, it said Billy Bob Thornton. Eric issued Eric offered up a challenge, ratified whatever issued by Kaiser. That JTE wrote Billy Bob Thornton. And that's not right because it's Thornton and all that. And judges deliberated. And in all honesty, I was a little surprised that they upheld the challenge. And they were like, yeah, we decided that in this context, spelling isn't necessary. Perfect spelling isn't a requirement. However, there are certain cases in which certain parts of certain things are important to the meaning of the word or the name. And they felt that N was enough of an integral part of that name that it was enough to say JTE did not get the point. And he got it wrong. Even though Adam's challenge or his rebuttal was
benefit of the doubt.
Benefit of the doubt. Clearly he knew who it is. There is no Billy Bob Thornton there for him to be confusing it with. He clearly knew the answer. And I would like to also wager that I think JT was the first one to reveal his board, and I think he verbalized it correctly. Yeah. He just didn't include the N. So they ruled that JT didn't get the question right. In all honesty, I am surprised. I would not have been surprised if they had ruled more in favor of benefit of the doubt. Considering he was the first one to say it. Yeah. And, it's not like he butchered the name kind of thing. We've seen worse. And so I, in all honesty, am a little bit surprised. I thought they were going to err more on the benefit of the doubt side of the argument. And I know that there's a lot of discussion about it because, if you go back, and it's not any big revelation I'm saying here. Everybody's aware of it, I think, at this point. If you're not, I'd be shocked. Yeah. But if you review the tape, Janine spelled it the same exact way. Yeah. No N.
Nobody caught it, though.
Incredibly, coincidental. Yeah. To spell it exactly the same way. But the rebuttal to the rebuttal kind of thing is that the challenge, we're kind of getting a little bit in the weeds here.
Yeah, we're splitting hairs at this point.
Splitting hairs. Well, technically the challenge was that JTE didn't spell it wrong, not anybody else. The challenge was that JTE didn't spell it wrong. We weren't contesting anybody else's answers, which I get it. That's true. And really it would be on
the line judge
or Paul or JTE or Adam Witt to have been reviewing her board to say, well, actually, she spelled it the same way. They should both not get the points, or they both should.
So popular.
Thank you. So, which I understand. So,
it's it's a tough call. I think I like you said. I think benefit of doubt should have covered him in this one, in this case, but benefit of doubt is vastly different than it was last season. Yeah. So it's not really clear what benefit of doubt truly is this season. But this is if I was on this match and I was in Eric's position, I would just let it go. It's one point.
I probably would have
It's
too.
when you're getting down to that point where you're looking for every single little thing, you're spending too much time focusing on your opponent's game than focusing on your game. That's just the way I operate, because there's been plenty of times where I've thought to challenge in the first round because like, oh, I thought that 1 point might matter.
Right.
Ends up not mattering.
Right.
So I think just save your challenges, save all your energy for worrying about your game, and not, because when you start to get to that point where you're looking for every single little thing to get you that one possible edge,
Right.
then you're not focusing on the game itself. You're focusing, not the game, but you're focusing too much on the details of the game rather than worrying about your own game. So,
and also, what if they had ruled in favor of leaning more towards benefit of the doubt, and then later in the match you did need that for something that was
exactly
a substantial challenge.
Yeah. So,
like, I don't know, and the chances of it happening minute,
yeah,
but you never know.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I usually don't like to challenge it in the first round, because it's like,
unless it's something
outrageous, outrageously like incorrect. It's like, no, that's not the answer.
Right.
Then that's when you challenge. But if it's a small little thing like, oh, he's missing the end, I'd let it go, because it's such a fleeting thing. The judges didn't catch it. That means it probably, really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things.
Right.
And thankfully, again, this challenge really didn't have a huge bearing on the match itself.
Right.
So.
And it's also kind of subjective. This type of challenge is very subjective. It depends on who's on the desk, how they're feeling that day. Because if it was me and you on the desk, we'd be like, I don't think it's that big of a deal.
It's not that big a deal. Yeah.
But if you put two other people on the desk, like that day, they might think it is important to that word.
Yeah.
So it depends on the day, depends on how the judges are feeling that day. There's no cut and dry, like, this letter's more important than this letter.
Yeah,
like,
and a great example of that was a couple of weeks ago with Julia Roberts.
That's an important letter.
That's an important letter. But I think, in this case, JT clearly knew the answer.
Well, I mean,
Nick
clearly knew it was Julia Roberts. He just forgot the S.
Yeah, but it's a case by case scenario. In this case, I think it's like, go ahead and just give him the point. It's a point. I wouldn't get too wrapped up in points, because especially in the first round, because you can make points up elsewhere.
Yeah.
So I get why he challenged it, because Eric is a very detail oriented kid, and like just talking to him.
That's why they call him the database.
Yeah, that's exactly what
he just has. He seems to have that kind of mind that's just very much like
a very systematic mind, and he looks at every single detail and
oriented.
I think he's very detail oriented, and I get why he's so like
I understand.
And he's probably really competitive too. So,
and I also understand, because I'm always an advocate for, if you see an opportunity, go for it. But I also, in regard to spelling, I'm also understanding of spelling errors.
Yeah.
Like, I spelled a word wrong in one of my in my very first match. I spelled a word wrong that is not even a space word, a real word. I spelled wrong. And I consider myself to be a pretty good speller. And in the heat of the moment, my nerves, I spelled it wrong because I left out a letter. And it kind of just happens. And so I don't really, unless it changes the meaning of the word, which to some people, they must have thought that this did change the meaning of that name. To me, I would just probably let it go. Yeah. But to them, they probably thought, no, that's actually a pretty pivotal, important letter of that word. It depends on who you're talking to, kind of thing.
And there's also the fact that I'm really superstitious, and I don't want to be that person that's always challenging spelling. And like, when you start to do that, then it's going to come around to bite you.
Oh, they're going to be watching you like a hawk.
They're going to be, exactly. So people are going to watch you like a hawk for any small little detail, and then that's going to come around to bite you.
Schmoedown karma.
Exactly.
Who knows?
If not, the competitors, the Schmoedown gods will come back around to bite you, and then the smallest mistakes comes and cost you big. So I really don't want to like be so like focused on that to where it just comes around and ends up being a detriment to me.
And I know that some people were really like going after Janine, like, bad sportsmanship. She didn't even admit that she did it. It's like, first of all, listen, like I said, heat of the moment. When she erased her board, she might not even have realized.
Yeah, exactly.
You're acting like she was there like, oh, no, I did the same exact thing. I better not say anything. Maybe she didn't know, but also consider that maybe she didn't even realize.
Yeah.
Like, before you attack somebody's integrity and their character, let up. Like, come on, guys. Like, let's not do that. Yeah. And if she did know, we'll never know.
Yeah.
You know, but the way I look at it is in the heat of the moment, nerves, trying to concentrate on like 10 different things at once. She might not even have realized that she spelled it the same way. She might have been like, yeah, I spelled Bill Bob Thornton. Of course I did.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I feel like before we just jump on people and attack them, it's like, chill.
Yeah.
She might not even have realized it. They didn't notice it. It is what it is. Yeah. It's done. It's not like they're going to go back and be like retroactively.
Yeah, they can't. They don't have the luxury of pausing the video, rewinding it. Like, oh, see, nobody caught it. So, but bottom line, like, you know, I get why Eric challenged it.
Yeah.
Any chance you can, especially against veteran competitors.
Absolutely.
I completely understand, and like he was sharp enough to notice it. So,
and it was, you know what, it might not be a move I would have made, but
he made it. So
but he made it, and it felt like the right strategic move in that point. It worked in his favor for the challenge. Mm-hmm. So, you know, it is what it is. Everybody's got a different game style, and I would just say, personally, I wouldn't have made the challenge.
Yeah, me neither. So,
and personally, if I was on the desk, I probably would have ruled it leaning a little bit more towards the favor of
benefit of the doubt. Yeah.
However, if you're in disagreement with what he did, there is no need to attack.
Yeah.
There's no need to attack Eric. There's no need to attack Janine. There's no need to go after their character as a person and as a player, or after their integrity. Just chill.
Yeah, what Eric did is part of the game, and you got to be able to deal with that.
The rule was there, and he capitalized on it, and he got it upheld. So, you know, he wasn't wrong. It's just a matter of personal preference. Would I have made that challenge, or would I not have? And we're all allowed to disagree. And it doesn't mean that you don't like him or anything, but just, you know, there's no need to attack people's character or integrity over it. Like, just calm down. There's bigger things going on in life. So, you know, it happened. And we're going to move on from it. So after that, JTE, Janine, and Eric missed a question about The Who, the band or whatever. Paul got a perfect round, but he missed the bonus. So after round 1, it's 17 and 18 in favor of the system. Round 2, the system spins away from Brat Pack and they get wild card. And it's movies involving weddings. Multiple choice one time, they got it. The movement goes, they spin away from Queen Latifah and they get Brat Pack. Multiple choice one time, they missed it, but no steal.
Oof. Points on the table.
Tied, 26 to 26. Round 3, 2-pointer for the system. Janine takes it. Sly and Ani. Who co-stars with Sly in Demolition Man as crime lord Simon Phoenix, who is thawed for a parole hearing?
You've never seen Demolition Man?
What do you think?
The second it left my mouth, I was like, no. Oh, classic movie.
Like Frozen? Thawed?
Yeah. So so in this movie, like prisoners are frozen instead of like they're frozen and stored in prison, and he's thawed out for a parole hearing because, you know, as
wow.
Yeah, and he gets out. So, but Sly Stallone's character is like, oh no, I can't remember exactly why he decided to freeze himself, just in case this guy gets out or something like that. So he'd be around I can't remember the full thing behind it, but he gets frozen too. And when Snipes' character gets out, they unthaw him, and he has to deal with catching him, but also adjusting to the future of like, it's so different.
Is it a good movie, or is it one of those so bad it's good?
No. It's a classic movie. I can't remember what year it came out, but it's like a classic 90s action film. It's so good.
Haven't seen it.
The seashells. The one reason I think you should watch it is because Taco Bell is considered like gourmet now.
Ooh.
Because like in between the past and the future, there's this giant earthquake apparently, and like, or no. I think like I think they said like Taco Bell is the last surviving like chain restaurant of like the chain wars.
Random.
And like everybody goes to Taco Bell. So
nice.
So I think you should watch it just for that.
Give me my cheesy gordita crunch. That is the height of luxury.
Yeah. And there's no physical contact whatsoever.
That's my kind of game. Okay. Crime lord Simon Phoenix, who was thawed for a parole hearing in 2013. No, don't get me wrong. I love hugs. But if you're not on that level with me, I really don't want.
It's a fun like thing because like he's trying to adjust all this stuff that he's not used to. Obviously, it's like a classic fish out of water type of plot line. Okay. It's a lot of fun and it's action. Sly Stallone and Wesley Snipes. What's not to like?
For a parole hearing in 2032, but escapes. Wesley Snipes got it. 2-pointer for The Movement. Harrison Ford. Paul takes it. Harrison Ford was nominated for Best Actor for what 1985 crime drama about Sergeant John Book, who was protecting an Amish child. Witness. Got it. 3-pointer for The System. Eric takes it. Comic book movies. Bruce Willis, John Malkovich, and Anthony Hopkins star in what 2010's comic-based film from director Dean Parisot? Is that how you say it? Yeah. Parisot. Red 2.
It is a good pull. It's a really good pull because you can easily. They only gave you 2010s.
Yeah,
and I think both so popular. And I believe both movies came out in the 2010s. So it's like, ooh, you got to pay attention to the cast because I think only one of those actors was in the second film, and that's what gave it away.
3-pointer for The Movement. JTE takes it. Martin Scorsese. Which actress plays pickpocket and grifter Jenny Aberdeen opposite Leonardo DiCaprio and Daniel Day-Lewis in Gangs of New York? Cameron Diaz. Got it. 5-pointer for The System. I thought you were about to make a reference to
what?
Is that Blue Streak where he's like, Diaz? That's what I thought you were about to do.
No, you know that movie better than I do.
No, that's all I remember about that movie.
That's all you remember about that movie? I only know it because you would make fun of that constantly.
Oh, that one part.
That one part.
That doesn't mean I know the movie. That just means I thought that one part was funny. I don't remember. All I know is that he's a cop. He
pretends to be a cop because
pretends to be a cop, but he's actually like a jewel thief or something.
He hit a diamond and then and it was the building was under construction before he went to prison. Came out. It's like, oh, I'm gonna go in that building and get that diamond that I hid, and it's a police precinct.
Oh, right.
So. No.
That's a fun movie, but I don't know it. Don't get me wrong. I just thought that one part's funny. And my mom and dad and I quote it a lot. Yeah, anytime Diaz comes up, we're like, what do you think? Diaz. Just think that's very funny. Cameron Diaz. Got it. 5-pointer for The System. Comedies. In what comedy does Steve Martin say the line, "You dirt-eating piece of slime. You scum-sucking pig. You son of a motherless goat"? The Three Amigos. They missed it. 5-pointer for The Movement. Wrestlers and film. Because we're all tied up here. So it's a matter of do they get it and win or do they miss it and go to sudden death? The Movement gets wrestlers and film. Jake the Snake Roberts appears as a local wrestler in what 2010's coming-of-age film featuring John Bernthal and Thomas Hayden Church. Peanut Butter Falcon. They got it. With that, 31-36 in favor of The Movement. Quite a match.
Yeah.
Well, evenly matched, I'd say. Mm-hmm. You know, which says a lot about the system.
Yes.
When you are able to keep up with, up until the 5-pointer, keeping up with the likes of JTE, one of, if not the greatest team player of all time. Part of, one of, if not, depending on who you're talking to, the greatest teams of all time.
Yeah.
And Paul Preston, who, while, he may not have got himself to a title yet, Paul Preston is a juggernaut.
Yeah.
Like, I sure would.
Rough season last season, but I think he thrives more in the studio setting than because I don't think digital ever vibed with him at all last season. He was not made for digital. He's made for studio matches. He's made for being in front of the camera.
He's a performer.
Yeah.
And I do think he thrives in that setting. So, and for all we know, maybe he just thrives better in teams. Who knows?
Maybe he made it to the last two of Free For All. He was really close to winning it.
Yeah.
So
I wouldn't want to be staring him down in a match. No way. And then you got Janine, who we've all seen Janine do great things. We all know who Janine is and the things that she has been able to accomplish.
Yeah.
Pairing her with a newbie to the game, a rookie, and the fact that, you know, this new fledgling team. Yes, I understand that the movement is also a new team, but definitely not two new people.
Yeah.
When you're talking JTE, you know, it kind of negates the fact that you're a new team. Yeah. You're just kind of there because you got these, you know what I'm trying to say. But like when you got a rookie pairing up with a vet, going up against two vets, one of which is like a very vetty vet, you know?
The vettiest of the vets.
It's like, that says a lot when you can keep up with that team. So, you know, as not only a faction mate of, but also just a watcher of the system, I'm excited to see what they're able to do, how their chemistry is able to continue to form
and I think
solidify.
Yeah, I think they were hinting at their next matches against Mr. Irwin and Nick Harley. The appointment. Which
would be fun because Kaiser was saying that Roxy's in our sights. So considering that Janine and Mr. Irwin were at one point teammates, so there's that would be
history and bad blood. Yeah.
So, and then, you know, Nick's always there. Yeah. You need to do an appointment to talk to Mr. Irwin. Although I have to say, I do enjoy the way he always seems pissed at Mark. I don't know what that is, but that's one of my favorite bits that he does. That'd be a very fun match to see because of the bad blood. You know, the Kaiser and Roxy are just gonna be lobbing insults at each other the whole time, which is always a fun thing to watch.
And it got heated before this match too between Kaiser and Adam. The chest bumping,
that's right.
A lot of physical altercation in this Friday Night Titans.
Yeah, people getting spicy.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. I know that we're gonna have to see Janine and Eric again. So I'm excited to see where they're able to, you know, find their next match, whether it be against the appointment or whoever. And I'm sure that whenever there's a team's tournament starting to happen, we'll be gearing them up for that. As far as the movement goes, it seemed that they were priming us to see them go up against Coast to Coast in their next match.
I think so, yeah.
Right? And then I think I saw somebody say online, give me a break. I got COVID. I don't remember. But like somebody somewhere said that it's like, we're going to be seeing the movement going up against Coast to Coast. The winner of that goes up against Danger Zone. And the winner of that will be the number one contender to go against Shazam, I guess.
I don't know how it works.
I don't know if they're guessing or if that was actually like a thing that was announced. I don't know. However, in this post-match interview, they were talking a lot about Coast to Coast. So I can very much wager that's going to be who their next opponent is.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a really good match.
Teams division is starting to really shape up and like, I should say take form.
Yeah.
Because like I remember like a month ago, I was like, who's going to play?
Yeah. We can't find a number one contender. And now all of a sudden we got these great teams running all over the place. Yeah. So, I mean,
tournament season is going to be wild for the division. Like all these teams, who do you put in and who's going to compete? And that's going to be interesting to see how that shapes out.
You got Paul Preston and JTE getting ready to take on Paul Oyama and Adam Collins. That's going to be, I can only imagine that's going to be a slugfest.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and I hope it is.
And the way that Paul and Adam have been playing.
Yeah.
That's
gonna be a good one. Can't wait to see that. So after that match, we got a very spicy cutscene.
Ooh, yeah.
We've got Shannon and Mike, and they're sitting down at the table with Bateman and Kate. Cateman, if you will.
Cateman.
Like Benifer. Cateman.
Harloff in the middle.
Yeah. And they're talking about their next match. They're reviewing and signing the contract. Yeah, very official.
Winner of this match will face Marisol McKee.
Something like that.
And a number one contender match to face Sam Levine for the belt.
Right. I know. I feel like we haven't seen Sam in forever.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're reviewing and signing the contract. You know, they're doing their thing, mind games here and there. And Bateman's all trying to get in Mike's head. And he's like, it's going to be a good one. You always give it your best. You always try your best. And, you know, you do well enough. You're in 3 divisions, but are you really a 3-division player? Like, are you really? And next thing you know, he shifts his focus to Shannon, telling her she's been looking real good. He ain't wrong. She looks great.
Yeah.
Tell Shannon she's been looking good. And they've been spending a lot of time in IG, but if she ever wants to play in singles and find herself a real boss, a big boss. Big boss.
Colonel.
You ever want to find a real boss, a big boss? She knows where to find him.
That was very aptly timed.
I know. Oh man, game's so good.
No, yeah,
but yeah, as soon as he says that, Mike loses it.
No.
Lunges across the table, tries to grab him by the old collar. And I got to say, I rewound. I rewound. It just sounds so awkward.
Yeah.
I played back this scene like 10 times because I wanted to watch everybody's person. Yeah. Like every person's reaction to the moment. And it was a lot of fun. But yeah, Mike lunges across the table, grabs Ben by his collar, and Ben's laughing. And Kate's laughing. Christian's trying to break him up. Shannon's trying to pull Mike back. And yeah. Christian's kind of like, hey man, hey Ben, Mike put his hands on you. We can cancel the match. I could put a suspension on Mike. And he's like, why would I do that?
Yeah.
You know?
It's already getting good.
Exactly. So match is still on. Christian tells Shannon and Mike, go cool off.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Cool your heads.
Shady head, go to sleep kind of thing, you know? So they walk off and Christian's just like, that was too much. That was too far.
Too far, yeah.
So
I mean, that's what Bateman does. He finds the right buttons to push.
Yeah.
And he's not shy from pressing those buttons. I
love it. Bateman's just so good at what he does. And Kate's really good at this character too. Like this.
It's very different from when the season started.
Yeah.
And from last season.
Yeah,
too,
they're just
for
like,
that matter.
They're not just like bad guys. They're just like filthy bad guys, like scummy kind of thing, like
sleazy, scummy. Yeah,
but like they're playing it so well. Like Ben, Kate, and Dan. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see the end. You know, several months from now, when people start talking about heels of the year, I can only imagine Ben Bateman is gonna be a front runner.
Oh yeah.
Because we haven't seen the likes of Chandru a lot. Yeah,
that's interesting because I remember like when the season first started, like Chandru was the heel coming in.
Did he win it last year?
He won heel of the year last year. But now that we're like mid-season, Chandru hasn't played in a little bit. Not a lot of focus has been on him. Bateman's starting to fill that role of the heel of the Schmoedown right now.
But I also wonder with Dan's heel turn, will people be so enamored with Dan Murrell, the GOAT? Will it be like Dan will get it? It's like, very premature to be having this discussion. Yeah, but however, I do think it's going to be interesting with the three of them playing it so well. Yeah. And I'm really enjoying watching them have so much fun with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's going to be an interesting conversation later on in the year. But yeah, heated exchange very much. And they're doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing because I cannot wait to see this match.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting for Mike because he's coming off of an IG loss. Title loss. Exactly.
Yeah.
A title loss. And now he's going to be staring down Ben Bateman, who's probably going to try to throw that in his face. And he just got under Mike's skin in this cut scene. So this is going to be an interesting match. You know that a Bateman-Kalinowski match, they faced each other before.
Yeah, I think Mike came out on top of that one.
So you know that match just by itself is going to be good. But with all this kind of buildup, Ben just doing his thing and trying to get into his head, which, you know.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a good one. I don't know, that this week? I don't know.
I think, it has to be
this week. Maybe. I barely know what day it is, but like.
Yeah, my days are all screwed up.
All I know is it's day 5 of COVID. And I'm just waiting and chasing that negative test. But yeah, and don't worry, we plan on Lysoling the absolute ever-loving crap out of these microphones. I'm disinfecting these and the table for that matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's going to be a real good match. I can't wait to see that because even with this like, super heel Bateman, he's still one of my favorites. Like I love to watch Bateman just do his thing. So this is going to be a fun match. And it's going to be interesting to see Bateman at his like peak heelness against Mike, who is trying his best to be a good guy.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see Mike and Shannon try to take the high road and not be the Shannon and Mike we're used to seeing. So it's almost quite literally good versus evil now.
Yeah.
So
that's going to be a fun match to watch.
And then oh God, imagine if Bateman wins and him going up against Marisol, another definition of good.
Yeah.
And another corruption member.
Player, yeah.
But if if Mike wins, and it'll be corruption v corruption, going for that, and then they'll have a guaranteed shot at the belt. So, it's gonna, first of all, the match is gonna be a good show regardless, and then either outcome is something interesting. So can't wait to see this match. Oh my god.
Yeah.
With that, we have one more match to talk about.
We have a Patreon match, a Star War.
We sure do.
And this one is different because we are not, in the past couple of Star Wars matches, we just given overall thoughts, brief thoughts and stuff. We didn't do a blow for blow because, we want to encourage everybody to go to the Patreon and watch those matches because they are great matches to watch. This one, we will be doing a play-by-play because one of us on the desk right here was playing. I wonder who.
Absolutely. And it is a number one contender match.
Yes.
So if you
Very important.
have not seen the Star Wars matchup between Andrew the Hunter Dimalanta versus Gold Leader, if you haven't seen that match and you don't like things to be spoiled or you don't want to know the outcome or what have you, you know the drill. Mute us. Or come back later. Either way, if you don't want to know the outcome, tread lightly because we're about to get to it.
Yeah, that's the warning right there.
And even if you don't care about, if you want to watch it, please go watch it. Yes, Star Wars matches are behind a paywall, but we work very hard.
Yes.
And we like to share that work with people. So if you have the means, it would be great support of the Schmoedown. We work
and supporting the players.
We work very hard and we want to share it with everybody. So, if you don't want to know, be careful because we are about to talk about it and we are about to go through it just like we would a normal match. So we have a number one contender match because as we are all aware, Thomas Harper has stepped away. He has vacated the belt, and we now have two number one contender matches. It's going to be odd to have two number one contenders.
Yeah.
Doesn't make much sense in math. But this is a number one contender match, one of two. And it is Andrew the Hunter Dimalanta of the Quirky Murkies going up against Gold Leader representing the Finstock Exchange. So, round one. Gold Leader missed a question about a droid called 3B6RA7
or 3B.
That is a droid that was speaking an alien type droid type language while on the Sandcrawler in A New Hope. And but that was the only one he missed. Andrew got a perfect round one and got the bonus. So by the end of round one, it's 9-11 in favor of Andrew. Round two. Gold Leader goes first. He spins mixed bag and he's all like, yo.
Playing it fast and hard.
Let's do it.
Like he always does.
Let's
go.
Do it. I pounded 3 rum and cokes and I'm ready to do it. He didn't say that. Well, not that day. So he did.
He said that several times during celebration. Let me tell you that much.
Oh, I love that guy. No, he can kick rocks. So he spins mixed bag, decides to keep it. He says, we're doing it live. He goes to multiple choice one time on the species of, I can only imagine, I pronounce it Herchek Kalfast.
Herchek Kalfast, yeah.
The species of that character. He's a droid trader that's sitting at the bar of Chalmun's Cantina in A New Hope. And he went to multiple choice on that one. His species is Sauron. I say Sauron, whatever. He got it.
Oop.
Oh, who's popular now?
Who?
He did oh my God. He did have a 2-point miss.
Yes, this one was painful to watch.
This was painful for a couple reasons.
Yeah.
He missed what was the first word of the second paragraph of the opening crawl of episode 6.
Whew.
We're doing this now.
Yeah.
We're doing this now. So he did say does. He got it wrong. You said little. And that was correct. So Andrew did get the steal. It was a funny but heartbreaking exchange when he was like, Andrew, what's the first word?
It's like little.
Little. And you're like, little does Luke know? It's like the beginning of the first line of that paragraph. And he's like, yeah, but the first word. And you're like, that is the first word. And he's like, oh.
The first word.
I don't know if he kind of heard like the second word of the second paragraph because he literally did get the second word of the second paragraph. Yeah. I don't know if he just misheard it. I don't know. But it's just wild that he did get the second word if that's what he heard. That's wild to me. If he heard second word of second paragraph and he goes, oh yeah, it does. Like, wow, still impressive.
Still, yeah.
But it was the first word of the second paragraph. I don't know if that's what happened in his brain. You have to ask him. And I haven't yet. So,
big 2-point miss.
Yeah.
But but you can literally see as he says does, I start to go, whoa, because I had already settled on. I already knew that does wasn't the right answer, but I wanted to be sure. You literally, if you go back and watch it, you literally see me read through because the first paragraph is one giant sentence,
right?
And you literally see me reading through in my head that first sentence. I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm like literally in my head reading the first paragraph. I'm like, what is the next line? And little does Luke know. I'm like, and I read it again in my head, and I settled on little because that's such a wild question. It's like, okay. I knew the answer to it, but we're going there. Okay.
Apparently so.
Yeah.
So then he went to multiple choice on who plays a resistance, whatever, ground officer named Ku Milham. He went to multiple choice. It was Chelsea Hamill. He didn't miss it. Andrew stole it. Andrew goes. He spins away from Jedi Order and gets a wild card. Ooh.
I think it's the only second wild.
But it was like the wild card, right?
No opponent's choice, no spinner's choice.
It was the wacky, what is it kind of slice. And it was final lines. Andrew did pretty well. He got a perfect round 2. And so by the end of round 2, it's 14-24 in favor of Andrew. Oof. Round 3, 2-pointer for, I wrote his given name, Gold Leader, weapons and tech. In Revenge of the Sith, what is the weapon used by the IG-100 Magna Guards that is resistant to lightsabers? The Electro Staff. He got it. 3-pointer for Gold Leader, The Rise of Skywalker. The Rise of Skywalker was nominated for how many Academy Awards?
Took a couple repeats.
3. He got it. 5-pointer for Gold Leader, the prequel trilogy. What is the first name of Verk Senator Concord Kill? He pronounced it sweet. I pronounced it swite.
Yeah.
Potato. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he found that question very funny.
Yeah.
And I found his reaction to be very funny.
I will say his sort of stab in the dark face. That George Bush
It's the best. I kind of want to screenshot that and make it a shirt.
Sure, yeah.
So good. Anyways, he got it. So he breezed through his round 3. So now we're at Andrew for his 2-pointer. Rogue Wen. What actor plays Baze Malbus? It was Jiang Wen. He got it right. So with that, 24-26 in favor of Andrew the Hunter Dimalanta, who is now, I guess you could say, one of the number one contender. Well, you are right now the number one contender. THE, number one contender for the Star Wars belt. So
back into the mix.
Right back in the mix, as they say. So
this was. I said as much in my post-match interview. I was nervous about this match because
I would have been too.
Because again, Evan is just top. There's a reason he's a beast. There's a reason he went to 2 finals in 2 tournaments last season.
Yeah.
And going into this match, I was like, because I hadn't played in a while.
Yeah.
It is literally almost a year since I've played, and I was like, oh my god, what happens? All the what if scenarios rattling around in my head in this match. I'm like, oh my god, am I not going to be able to perform well? Am I not going to listen to the questions right? Am I going to do this? Am I going to do that? And luckily, I was able to perform the way I'm used to performing. But yeah, I was like, not quite sure about this one because I obviously we prepared as much as we normally do, but the questions have been steering in a direction that are evolving and steering in unpredictable ways. And I was like, God, have we prepared enough for those wild card ones? Yeah. And I was fortunate enough to play a perfect game this time around. And
also staring down Gold Leaders.
Yeah.
I was terrified to face him the first time. And if I had to do it again, I'd be terrified again.
Yeah.
So he's scary.
There's a number of different situations going on in my head. It's just like, God, you haven't played in a year. Should you have gone into the tournament to stay in game shape, stay limber, because stepping away from the game for that long was it was hard to force. There was times where I had to force myself to get into study mode.
I know.
because, you know, being away from the game that long, not having to worry about competition, having fun making TikToks, getting excited and getting ready for celebration and all that stuff is like, I don't want to be worried about this right now. I just want to have fun. But then the match date starts to creep up on you. You're like, oh boy.
Yeah.
Gotta hit the grind. But
and you're like, oh, wait a minute, I am competitive.
yeah. No, I really want to win this.
Actually, I do.
Yeah. But yeah, it's crazy to think that like after a year away from the game, I'm one match away from getting that belt back into this house. I'm excited for it, and I'm hopefully things go the way that I want them to. So
because the next thing happening, I forget the actual like schedule, like when things air. I think I don't know. I forget which one airs. It's like the 15th or whatever. I forget which one it's like. I think that's the Hoey Reifenberg match. I think.
Yeah.
If memory serves. Brain mush, COVID. But like I think after that is the other number one contender match.
Yeah.
With this guy and Andres Cabrera. So
it's gonna be another good one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just
Ulster City.
I'm nervous. It's all happening again. Yeah, it's been so long since we've had to worry about this. So yeah.
Yeah. It's been a while since
that familiar nervous feeling.
Yeah, it's been a while since you've gotten into the ring too, but like, you know, my stint has been longer, but like where's I going with this? But yeah, this match was insane because like when he missed that first big miss, I was like, oh, that's
the one in round 2.
The one in round 1. I was like, I could have sworn he would have known that. But yeah, I don't know what it was. It's just everybody has those matches, and it's just it was unfortunate that he got the questions, and people were like, oh, the disparity between the round 2 question difficulties. It's like,
I don't know what you want me to do.
I don't know what you want me to do about that. I mean, 1, that's the game, and 2, how do you do with those questions? That's
another thing that I find interesting when people talk about that. There are definitely plenty of times that it's like, wow, that question was much harder than that question. And there are times when objectively you can say, okay, yes, that question was definitely easier than that other question. But I do always wonder, first of all, if there's anybody out there that's like, oh, Andrew really got lucky. Andrew really got a much easier round. First of all, did you also get a perfect round? How did you do? That would be an interesting question I would ask people. But also, like there was 1 or 2, like that crawl question, that was a zinger.
Yeah, that was a zinger.
That's for damn sure. Like I'm not trying to downplay that. I already forgot some of his other questions.
Sauron,
the Chelsea Hamill.
Those are some good ones though.
I forgot the ones that he got right, but like I'm not trying to downplay his round at all because yeah, he did have tough ones, that's for sure. But I also wonder, did everybody else breeze through your final lines as well? I wonder, or are we just kind of jaded a little bit by the fact that you did so well and you got a perfect round and made it look easy? Are there times that people get hard questions and just because they got it right, people are easy? It's brush aside that it was kind of maybe a difficult question, but you didn't make it look difficult. People remember difficult questions when they're missed.
Yeah.
They don't always remember difficult questions when they're answered correctly. Because like, I mean, I hate to use one of my own questions as an example, but like when that Lifestone question came up, I have yet to hear a single other competitor that said they knew that.
Yeah.
And not trying to like, you know, pump myself up or anything, because I don't know why that was still in my head from the one time I saw it in passing. But like, I got it right. Nobody talks about it, you know? But like, you miss a question like RMASLO. Yeah. Hard question. Yeah. For damn sure. But people remember that more because it was missed.
Yeah.
But if
it was because of that miss he lost the match.
Exactly. So yeah, not only was it a difficult question, it was a pivotal question. But like I feel like people more so appreciate difficult questions when they're missed and remember them better. But if you breeze through it the way you did and you got them all right, does that kind of make people forget that maybe some of those were not gimmies? I don't know. Maybe there are people out there that was like, oh, Andrew's round 2 was much easier. And maybe they also got them all right with no need for multiple choice or anything like that. In that case, good for you. But yeah, that's just always something that I wonder about. Is it like, is your opinion colored by the fact that you got them all right?
Yeah.
You know, and by the fact that he didn't in his, while still acknowledging the fact that, yes, he did get tough questions. But I also wonder, did everybody fly through your round 2?
Yeah. And just so everybody knows, there wasn't a single question in that match that I didn't know. I knew all the questions.
Yeah, that's the other thing is...
Like, including the ones that goal leader answered that I didn't get the opportunity to steal. Every single one of the questions in this match I knew. So...
Yeah. I don't know. That's just one of the things that I always wonder about. You know, when people start talking about question disparity, there definitely are times that it is very obvious that things are objectively harder and not harder and blah, blah, blah. So, but that's just something I always wonder about is like, you know.
Yeah. It's just...
No need to like say it all again. But, I mean, there's always going to be people saying stuff. It is what it is. And also, I'm not sure what
do you want me to do?
What we're supposed to do about it.
It's the game. You get the cards you're dealt.
Yeah.
And I only answer the questions that are asked to me.
Exactly. So now we know that you have a spot, and I think it's official that... I think it's official that now you have a spot at Collision.
Went to my second Collision.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
People were asking like, oh, is Star Wars Championship going to be digital or live? And it
all
seems
title matches will be live.
It seems to be out there that Collision Star Wars title match will happen at Collision in a live setting. So you have a guaranteed spot there. Now it's just a matter of, are you going to be staring down Andres Cabrera again or me for the first time? So
ooh, I know what everybody wants.
So that should be interesting because like you said as much in your post-match interview, because I know people are probably like, oh, Andrew probably wants to see his wife, you know, but in either case, if it's Andres, you get a rematch. Y'all get to watch, you know, the Hunter versus Ace part 2 with the, you know, tournament finals of 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah.
At this point. Or you get, you know, a house divided. You get a husband and wife going for the belt. Yeah. Has a husband and wife ever gone for the title? I don't think that's ever happened. Against each other?
I mean, Rachel and Sam is the closest I think we've gotten to that, but they were not married at the time.
Yeah.
So... there's history there. And if you are able to get past Ace and make your way to Collision, that's going to be a historic match. First husband and wife to go against each other for the belt. You have a possibility for the first 2-time champion of the division or the possibility of the first female champion of the division.
Yeah, either way.
So if that is the scenario, that's going to be
a born burner, as they call it.
That's going to be a match everybody's going to want to see.
Well, you know, only time will tell. We'll have to see what happens. Yeah. My match has not yet happened, so time will tell. We'll see. Until then, I'll just be drinking Pepto-Bismol like it's water, you know, and try not to throw up all over myself each approaching day. You know, it is what it is. Yeah, it's a fun time.
I'm just excited that Star Wars matches are happening.
Yeah,
and we have a pretty good chance of getting that belt back here.
Yeah, and
because I've missed that thing on this desk.
Yeah. And if you are not a member of the Patreon and you have the means and you're kind of on the fence about it,
again, support,
you know, give it a look.
If not just to like, you know, get perks, support the Star Wars players. We put so much effort into preparing for these matches.
Dumb how much time and effort we put into this. Like, I feel like somebody said something that Thomas, I don't know if he actually said this, that he puts like 100 hours into studying for a match.
That's cute.
Wow. I would
love Thomas.
Yeah, he's not watching, but like it would be interesting to quantify how much, because I don't necessarily look at it as how many hours am I putting into this match. It's just like, I look at it as like, how many hours am I just putting into it?
Yeah.
You know, because I'm not necessarily studying for that person.
So, yeah, we're studying for competition.
Yeah, when you're in like singles or teams, you know that you have your Janines that really love dance and stuff like that.
So you can brush up on certain things and
Yeah, you know you got Dan Merle who really likes the Oscars, you know, and stuff like that. People have their specialties.
Mike with
James Bond or something like that. So, but with Star Wars, it's kind of like it's so focused that it's not like I'm preparing for this one competitor because I know that they like Star Wars. I know they really
like Star Wars.
Yeah, so it's not like I'm putting this much time into this match. It's just the whole thing. I would love to know, but also I don't think I want to know because I think it would make me sad.
The past 4 years, it's been...
If we had like a punch clock for every time we did something study related.
If we got paid for our study time,
Well, I wish.
Yeah.
I only wish.
It's like a full-time job.
Oh, man. I would buy so much stuff I didn't need.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what we're really trying to say is we put a lot of time and effort into this, probably too much.
Yeah.
So, you know, check out the Patreon if you're not already a member, if you can, if you have the means. If you can't,
the players,
that's cool
please
too.
Support the Star Wars division because, again, so much work gets put into it behind the scenes that you don't ever get to see.
And we do want to share that with as many people as possible.
Yeah.
And it's you know, we want to share that with as many people as possible. So, you know, check it out or whatever, or just listen to us gloss over them in reviews.
Unless we're in the match and we'll go blow for blow.
The next, we'll go blow for blow over my match when it happens, and then over the title match as well. And then, you know, the same, we'll go back to just kind of breezing through them for regulation matches because, you know, we do want to encourage people to share in the love, you know? So
with that, I think we'll go ahead and end this episode here. We didn't go run as too long as I expected us to.
Everybody think good thoughts for us.
Yes. Think.
I know, because my mom was like, "I'll think positive." I'm like, "Nope,
negative.
Don't want that.
We want negative."
She goes, "I'll think positively negative." Yeah. I'm like, "All right, I'll take that, I guess." But yeah, you know, help us manifest some negative tests so that we can go back to living like normal people. I don't have to worry every single day about washing my hands every 2 seconds.
Yeah. My hands started to crack.
Yeah.
I think I did put the lotion in front of the sink. So I was like, oh, don't forget to lotion your hands every time you wash because...
But we're feeling good. I'm feeling good. You're getting close to me.
Yeah, my vertigo
behind me.
Yeah, my vertigo's 100% gone. Thank God.
Thank God.
That was a trip.
So we're getting there, but help us manifest negative tests this week. That's what we're really trying to do here, because I want to be a human again. So yeah, help us with good thoughts and vibes or whatever. Please. So I think that's that. Yeah.
So with that, we'll end the show here. Star Wars competitor Nicki Dimalanta. Where can they find you online?
Twitter. You can find me on Twitter for live COVID updates. Not really. At Twitter at Dimmy DIMMMYYY.
As for me, Twitter and Instagram at Drew Dimalanta DIMALANTA, and on TikTok at Rogue Leader Drew. I will be posting again because I wanted to do a couple more videos this week, but obviously COVID. So I will be posting very, very soon. I'll probably do a video tomorrow and get it up this Wednesday or something like that. But yeah. So if you listen to this on audio form, please follow the feed and rate us.
And if you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, and click the bell icon in the lower right hand corner to see when we do things on the YouTubes.
Which is Radcast.
Give us a break.
We had COVID.
We were at Celebration like a week, 2 weeks ago or whatever, and we had COVID the past week, so we're getting there. Yeah, and then I want to bring Going Rogue back because people have been expressing interest. Maybe we'll do like Kenobi like recaps or something like that. One thing at a time. Let's get a negative test. Yes. So yes, subscribe to the channel to be up to date on those. Yeah. But thank you for joining us on this episode of Beyond the Schmoedown. We'll see you guys next time.